Those lazy days of lounging with our puppies all day long on those summer days are over. And we've jumped right into our hectic fall routines, which means our dogs are back to their old routines of just sitting around the house. Sure, they sleep most of the day, but our pet and wellness expert from WAG of Tampa, Jenn Fadal, has some tips to make our dogs' lives a little bit less mundane and stick to a healthier schedule.
Exactly, and that includes diet, exercise, and having fun.
All right, well, that's good. We want to keep our dogs' lives interesting.
Absolutely.
And let's start with diet, because that can be a drastic change from summertime fun and eating whenever and lots of treats on the ground.
And lots of scraps going on from the grill. Yeah, it's important to really measure your dog's food again and only feed once in the morning and once in the evening. So if you are working all day long, that's going to eliminate their need to go to the bathroom over and over again throughout the day. Because you're maintaining that. And
and if they've been on like a lot of table scraps kind of diet throughout the summer, should we kind of bring back in the dry food and the wet food a little bit slower so there aren't digestive issues? Does that matter?
Well, I think probably digestive issues were being caused by so many table scraps.
Very good point.
So they probably will be remedied just by getting on their normal diet.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Let's talk about some toys, because we think our dogs sleep all day, but do they really?
I don't know. Don't you wish you had a camera to watch what they did?
I do. Yeah, some people do,
I know.
You know.
I would love to. But yeah, introduce a couple of new toys into their routine. So if you're gone all day, there's great treat release and food release toys out there. So you can even leave it with your dog's food in the morning. Leave it in a treat release ball. And they can play with it during the day, and their food releases gradually.
And we don't have to worry about giving them too many treats like that, because they're just little treat release toys like this.
Exactly, just like that.
Yeah.
And remember, if you're giving a lot of treats during the day, you need to cut back on the amount of food you're feeding at night.
Okay, good to know.
Yes.
Cut back on the food at night then. Exercise is key. It's absolutely key, especially if the dog is going to be lounging around more during the day now. Yeah,
and and it's not just important for their weight, although that is the most important, but it helps with their mental anxiety. It lessens their anxiety. So in the morning, if you can, get up, walk your dog. Give them a good walk before you leave for work. When you get home, give them another good walk. If you have time. If you don't have time, try to do a dog park if your dog is appropriate for the dog park.
And how do we know if our dogs are appropriate for dog parks?
Well, if your dog has been well socialized with other dogs from the beginning, and there hasn't been any aggression issues, toy aggression, treat aggression, or just overplaying and getting so excited that it turns into an aggressive situation. So really, when you go to the dog park, especially for the first time, watch your dog. See how he or she is interacting, and if there seems to be a little bit of a problem, take them out and maybe try again at another time.
And sometimes it's good to bring your dog to the dog park just for short periods of time. I had a basset hound like that, and then he'd get wild and too much. It was too much fun for him.
And you just have to monitor your dog. A lot of people go to dog park to socialize, which is great, but you have to watch your dog.
Yes, you do. You absolutely do. It's not just for doggy parents socializing. Let's talk a little bit about some gear, because this is something that people can put on their dogs if they can't walk them all the time, but they still get a lot of exercise and add more weight to it.
Absolutely. I love this idea. So if you can't walk your dog for an hour in the morning and an hour at night, maybe use a doggy backpack, weight it with only 10% of their body weight. So if they're an 80-pound dog, you're just doing 8 pounds. 10-pound dog is only getting 1 pound added.
So 10% of their body weight.
10% of their body weight. And you can shorten your walk, but they're still getting a nice, strenuous activity during the day, because you're just like us. If we add weights to our walk, we're burning more calories.
What should you add weights? How should you add weights? Bricks or water bottles?
You can do water bottles, and anything that's maybe a can, like a can of soup from your house. But anything that's a little bit weighted that's appropriate for the dog size.
All right. Sounds good. No bricks then.
No bricks.
Let's talk about support too. If you're not able to walk your dog, you said an hour in the morning, an hour at night. That's not going to happen for a lot of people. It's not going to happen for a lot of people. What should you do?
You really should enlist support. So if you need to contact a doggy pet sitter or a doggy daycare, if you can't afford that, which I know a lot of people can't. I certainly don't do that. Get a friend, maybe a neighbor that doesn't work, that loves your dog. She'll probably do it for you for a free dinner one night or something like that.
Bake her some brownies.
Bake her some brownies, exactly.
Just make sure you don't give your dog those brownies.
Exactly.
Jenn Fadal, great to have you here.
Thank you so
much. All right, up next, moms, are you juggling too many plans, problems, and appointments? If so, the iMom has some helpful advice for you, so stay with us.